Hey guys, it's Mavis, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about cushion foundations. I think I've always had a very strong sense of FOMO, if you will, because cushion foundations seem to work really well for everyone but me, or like people with skin like mine. I've always felt that no matter which or what cushion I tried, they would just sit on my skin and basically never settle, even with setting powders and setting sprays. It was pretty much the only kind of base makeup I've tried that never kind of fit on my skin properly. Throughout the day, I can feel the product just sitting there, and the transfer, man, the transfer on like the cushions I've tried was insane. Of course, I have to say that the cushions back then, mostly from South Korea, they were very much made for glowy, dewy kind of radiance finishes. So, and there were not really many options for matte skin. After trying it out for a long time, I just gave up and I switched back to liquid foundations from more Western beauty. And I never really gave cushion foundations another thought until recently. I think because I was quite bored of my usual kind of foundations, and most of the Korean brands, the bigger ones at least, they all have started to come out with options for matte skin finishes. I kind of miss the ease of applying cushion foundations. You don't have to mess with a beauty blender or like clean your foundation brush. You can just use the applicator that came with your cushion foundation. I wonder how many times I'm going to say this word, cushion foundation. Yeah, I really miss the ease of just popping that cushion foundation on. All that good coverage and beautiful finish right after you apply it, at least in seconds, literally seconds. Like there's no long blending time. So I took another attempt at cushion foundations, and today we're going to be looking at 3 of them. One of which I actually haven't tried yet because it came in the mail like recently. But the first one is Missha, the matte velvet finish cushion, and the second is the Laneige matte cushion. I think it's Neo Velvet or Neo Matte cushion. To be honest, this was very much an impulse buy. I really saw how cute the packaging was. Like, it's so minimal. It looks like the case for the AirPods, and yeah, I just got it, and that was not a wise decision in hindsight. So I basically got these 2 products in a massive Korean store in Koreatown here in Tokyo, and I think I was very hasty to leave the place because it was kind of it wasn't super crowded, but it was definitely busier than I would have liked, even though it was a weekday. And I just basically was like, hey, when a sales lady came up, I was pretty much like, hey, I'm looking for a matte cushion, basically from anywhere. So she was very excited to help me, and I just got a feeling that she hasn't had a lot of customers come up to her for help that day. I don't know why salespeople do this, even though like I know they do it for the commission and all that, but it was, I guess, apparent to me now that the shades that were available in the store that I guess the bigger brands like Missha and Laneige were carrying, they were nowhere near my skin tone, in a sense. Like so basically she gave me the darkest shades in both Missha and Laneige, and it's not even, I guess it's a bit funny, but it was quite insane how the darkest shades available in such a big store, Like it wasn't a tiny hole in the wall kind of place. It was like a really big store that stocked the majority of the big brands in Korea. So it's very much like a Olive Young kind of situation. But I think it was quite clear that I was darker than any of these shades would have covered. So anyways, I bought the two shades that she literally like tested on my like wrist, and I was kind of like, I was very hasty to get out of the place, and so it wasn't only until I got home and I tried it on that I realized that it was really way too fair for me. And I'm going to swatch it for you here, just to see how insane the kind of, I guess, shade difference is. It's really funny because I basically cannot use these two cushions now, because they look so freakishly white on me. But yeah. So this is the Missha cushion, and I have just primer on my skin because I really wanted to show you these two, the swatches of these two cushions, as well as this one that the ROM&ND Zero cushion that I'm really excited to try. And I think that's basically kind of like, I kind of want to share my first experience of this cushion. I've been very into ROM&ND's products recently. I am still shooting like a massive haul of like their lip products. So today I'm just going to try this out because I want to see how it wears as well in comparison to the other cushions. This was a new shade that is the newest darkest shade in Sand 25, and ROM&ND has been a brand that's like really pretty much popular because they do amazing products and they listen to their customers a lot. I guess they're really known for that. So I'm really interested to see how this stacked up, because I'm pretty sure that my skin tone would be somewhere between 27, 28, 29, I guess. But even when I looked on the Korean brands, I think Missha, like this product had two shades. Laneige had up to 30-ish, but I guess it's only pretty much like you had to get it online or like in places where, like I guess in the US, where they cater to a more diverse range of skin tones. But in the store itself, this was the darkest shade that they had, and it was I'm just gonna swatch it so you can see it like on my face. I have nothing on, and I think this, I want to bring up something that I guess is quite a pain as well. My face is a lot fairer than my neck, and I'm very insecure about my neck, but it's a lot fairer than both my neck and body, but my neck is the darkest area. So if I were to match my foundations to my neck, I would look like a Oompa Loompa, honestly. Like, it is so dark, and like my body isn't as dark as my neck. So I don't know. Like, I find that when I match it to my face, it looks the best, if you do not look below, like underneath the chin. But yeah, I find that even though the shades are similar, the Missha is actually a bit darker than the Laneige. So let's swatch. Do you see that? That's the match that lady gave me. I mean, I get super awkward in shops, especially like when there's someone who's trying to help and I don't know how to tell them no, because I'm just very awkward like that. But she was so nice, you know, and I thought like she was kind of like middle-aged, and pretty much everyone else in the store were like really young, like compared to me, I guess. They were all teens and like teenagers just running around getting like the super popular Korean stuff, and I think like no one was really paying attention to her, and I felt kind of bad. So whatever, maybe I'll just chalk it up to good karma. But I am not happy about getting two like matches that are not like, I need a mirror. Okay, so the first one, oh, do you see that? Okay, the first one that's closest to my jaw, I guess, is the Missha. You see that? That's Missha, and then that's Laneige. Okay, so this is Laneige. You can see it's like way too fair for me. And now let's look at the new ROM&ND cushion. And honestly, if the Korean brands don't like come out with a more diverse like set of colors, because I know I'm not the only Asian with this kind of this color range, and yeah, I get that if they just want to focus on the Korean market, but I don't know. New cushion. Okay, so this is how the ROM&ND cushion looks like, and I love the actual applicator. It's like beautifully matte or black on the other side. So I don't know, it feels kind of looks like it will be a good match. But let's see. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a closer match. It still might be a tinge too fair, but I'm gonna try this and see how it works. So on my skin, we have Missha on the far end, Laneige on the middle, and this is the ROM&ND new shade 25 in the zero cushion. So I'm gonna wipe this off now and then try and literally get my face together. I have my eye makeup done, but everything else is just a mess. And just to let you know what we're dealing with today, obviously I've been having some redness around this area just because, you know, I've been trying out some new skincare products, and it's quite, I guess it's quite common for my skin to have certain issues, shall we say, with new products. But yeah, I'm gonna wipe this off and then put my primer back on, and then start with the ROM&ND cushion. I got really interested because I was also in the midst of a ROM&ND kind of fever, and I was getting a lot of their products, and I was very impressed with most of what I've seen so far. So when I saw that Howling was talking about this cushion, and she was like, oh my god, it's amazing, like the finish and the skin was just, her skin looked incredible, like even up close with it. So I'm very excited to see what this does for me, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna start with a little bit first. I swear, like applying cushion foundation is just that much more satisfying than using a beauty blender to beat your face, because you're literally like, I don't know, it feels good. Oh wow, look at that coverage. Do you guys see that? I'm not gonna lie, this looks beautiful. Like seriously. And I'm going in like literally with just a little bit of product at a time. No cushion. Oh, it looks so good. I think up close, like the way I'm looking at it in like my mirror, it looks a little bit cakey. Like it's not super glowy or anything. Like this is not the matte version, so it should be a little bit more dewy, but it looks kind of cakey like up at this distance, like when I'm looking in the mirror, but in the camera I think it looks really good. I'm actually applying less on this side just to see how it compares. Oh wow. So yeah, maybe it was my bad for putting on a little bit too much on the first side. On the other side, it's like when I'm doing this, it's like just here with the tiniest bit of product. Just like the tiniest bit of product, there's coverage, but it's super like blurring and like beautiful. It's insane. Honestly, I don't think I really even need like concealer right now because I usually go in just on areas that I have like more pigmentation, like the my nose and the areas around you know my nose with redness, and around like my cheeks where there's like some scarring. But honestly, this looks pretty good, and it's actually really quite close to my skin tone. Like my face is always going to be darker, lighter than my entire body, but this looks like a good kind of in between, I guess. Like I just have to say how beautiful this finish is, and it's really like the tiniest bit of product is enough. It's so easy to go like overboard with this like so quickly. I'm just gonna pat this side down and see if I can remove like the excess product. It's very strange because it doesn't look dewy like your usual dewy cushions, I guess. It feels and look very matte. Like it's not dry or anything, it just feels comfortable. Honestly, like I think it looks pretty good. Like I don't think I even really need like a setting powder. There's definitely like a little bit of transfer, which I'm not surprised by, but like honestly, this is pretty dang good. I will wear this out. We're going for dinner in a bit. I'm very excited because we're going for kushikatsu, and I'm gonna see how this wears without a setting spray or like a setting powder, which I usually don't do because I feel like it is quite matte and lightweight. But we'll see how it goes and how much it actually like melts because I have very very oily skin and it's still pretty much like early, not early, but like mid autumn here, so it's not like super dry yet, so my skin can still get pretty greasy, but we'll see how that goes. So while I do the rest of my face, I'm just gonna talk about, or at least review, my experience with the other two cushions. I'm going to just start with the Missha cushion. So I've had experiences, or I guess I have tried a lot of Missha products. I've tried a lot of Missha products, and the cushion was never my favorite. I think back in the beginning of the cushion craze, I tried Missha, I tried Ayope, I tried Hira, I tried basically like all of the famous popular ones, and they never worked for me. And Missha was also kind of like I had the same experience. I do love their skincare products, but this cushion particularly, other than it being the kind of absolutely wrong shade for me, the coverage was pretty good, but I think this took matte to a whole new level. It was a little bit drying on my skin as I applied it, but it didn't look dry. It just felt dry. If like I don't know if you get what I mean, but it didn't have that patchy look, but it definitely felt uncomfortable. Like it made my skin feel a little bit like stripped, which is really weird for a skin like a makeup product. But I think what I cannot get over is how they have two like shades available for this, and like what? I'm not surprised, but I'm also just like a little over it. Like it's not 2010 anymore. This have definitely been a big issue for I guess the beauty industry for a long time. So I don't know why they are not actually producing like more skin tones. Because if Laneige can do it, I'm pretty sure like Missha can do it, right? It's not like the biggest of deals. And honestly, I don't think I'm like really like on the like complete end of the Asian skin spectrum. Like I'm pretty sure there's like lots of people who have darker skin than me. So I'm not sure like how Missha can get away with just putting out like the fairest of skin tones out and only those tones out for so long. I just can't get over it. But yeah, so in terms of coverage, it was nothing to shout about. It was pretty even, but as per usual, I think because I also tried this out in the middle of summer here, and it did tend to like slide around and basically just like sort of sit on my skin and look cakey and start to break up, especially around my nose after a few hours. So, I mean, no big loss there since it's not my color anyway. But yeah, it wasn't like the best cushion anyway. I'm putting on some contour, like powder contour, and it doesn't seem to be disturbing the cushion, the Roman cushion much. It's really weird. It's marketed as quite like a dewy kind of cushion, but it doesn't seem to have to be like that dewy at all. And it's not even like wet, it feels kind of matte on the skin, you know? As for the Laneige cushion, right here, this is definitely a very matte one as well. This has a very kind of beautiful finish. Like it's a little bit similar to the Roman one that I'm wearing right now, in that it kind of blurs the skin almost immediately. I don't know how to explain it, but like a lot of liquid foundations don't do that, which is I don't know if it's a matter of formulas, but the cushions that I've tried, like this and the Roman one, it's kind of like a real life filter for your face, which is really very weird, but interesting to experience. However, like this was so bad at like accentuating or like really focusing on dry patches. Like I didn't even know that I had those dry patches there on my skin until this was like highlighted. This basically highlighted all of those dry patches on my skin. It's very weird, but it was not very flattering, and like my whole face was obviously a different color, like much lighter than my actual skin tone. But that's besides the point. This was beautiful, but I guess the madness of the product isn't that perfect if your skin is not like freshly exfoliated. I'm honestly quite glad that the Roman cushion is not too bad of a match for me. This is 25. I think if this shade turned out too bright, too light for me today, I would have pretty much stopped trying or stopped giving cushions a try again, just because like I don't really need the instant application or reapplication now that everyone is stuck at home. There's not really a lot of use for like on the go beauty. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's a cushion, and I think if I can only find my shade in like Western brands like YSL or Dior, then there's not much of a point for me to keep trying cushions, because I already have those brands in like liquid foundation like formulas, which I think definitely lasts longer than a cushion. Okay guys, I'm loving this look, and I'm gonna head out for dinner, and I'll check in on how the product holds up, how this cushion holds up in a couple of hours. I really hope that this works out, because I am loving this basically belly there feeling that the product has on my skin right now. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Bye! Hey guys, I forgot where my camera was for a second. I am now home, and it is almost 10 now. I'm so tired, and the first thing I did was to remove my lashes, of course. That's the first thing anyone should do, is like taking off your bra, you know? So it's now about 6 hours since application, and the cushion foundation has actually held up pretty well, I would say. Like there's definitely a lot of oil, and bear in mind I have not touched up a single time. I have not reapplied. There's no powder, no nothing on this, so I think it's held up pretty well. You can see I'm obviously very shiny on my nose. This is so unflattering, but like check it out. Like there's no separating of product even around the hot spot areas, like around my nose corners and stuff. Like, you know, it's a bit patchy, but so far so well. Yeah, like I'm trying to shoot in like obviously very unflattering lighting, so you can actually see how bad my skin is. No, so you can see like how this product is actually holding up. I think it's not too bad, honestly. I quite like how it's doing, to be honest. Like maybe if you're seeing this and you have normal skin or dry skin, you'll be like, what the fuck is, no, how is someone's skin so oily? But this is like pretty standard, or like just another day for my skin, and it's actually held up pretty well because like you don't see like the product disappearing and transfer wise. I didn't have a lot of product to begin with, so that wasn't like, I actually forgot I was wearing makeup, like at least base makeup on my face. Yeah, because it was so kind of lightweight, and because I didn't need to kind of cake on so much product that I could actually feel it. So verdict, this is a pretty good cushion. Would you get it? Like, this might be changing the cushion game for me. I think this might be pretty much the only one that I want to use. You know, this is the first time I've actually felt that I could be a cushion gal, you know, like all the others. And I think they could actually work for me, you know? Like, my skin hasn't been great lately, so I'm fine with how it looks. And I think with a bit of blotting and, you know, reapplication and touching up, I think it would actually hold up even longer. It's mid-autumn here, so it hasn't been super hot or humid since I've gotten this cushion, so I don't know how that would you know, affect the product's performance in any way. But so far so good, and I really am loving this. It is so much faster and easier to apply than liquid foundations, and I think this is the one, guys. I do really believe so. So if you like watching this video, don't forget to subscribe or check out my other videos, or don't if you don't feel like doing it. I'm just happy that you're here watching this with me, and I hope it was very helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me. Good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!